When people will learn to stay away from islands where they used to do nuclear testing, you see an island and you know nuclear testing was going on there, and your response is, let's go to that island? Is- I- hmm. Kong Skull Island is a modern reimagining, retooling, reworking, if you will, of the classic King Kong monster movie, featuring an ensemble cast with the likes of Samuel L. Jackson, John Goodman, Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, and Toby Kebbell. In this version, instead of going to the island to make a movie, it's 1979, we're in the middle of the Cold War. It was 1973, and it was sometime during the Cold War, not the middle. I am not a world history expert, okay? Moving on. Back to the review. And John Goodman's Bill Randa is leading an expedition to this island in order to map it, because it's surrounded by a hurricane, so nobody has ever gone to the island before, and he recruits Hiddleston's James Conrad to lead the expedition because he's an expert, he's a tracker. And then he also recruits some other people like Samuel L. Jackson, who leads this ragtag team of army guys. And then Brie Larson's character comes along for the ride too. She's a pacifistic photographer. So as these guys get on the island, they immediately start dropping bombs, and it's supposedly to test the hollow earth theory. But of course, you can't just walk in a man's house and start to make a stun noise. You're going to show up and start killing shit. And that's exactly what Kong does. He shows up, he starts killing everybody and knocking helicopters out of the sky and just causing general havoc. So the team is split up. Some guys go this way, some guys go that way, and essentially what the movie is one group trying to hunt and kill Kong, and the other group discovering the truth about Kong's origins and just trying to get off the island. And honestly, we've all seen this movie before. It's a bit of the classic King Kong mixed with the 2005 remake, with a little bit of Predator in there and some Jurassic Park thrown in for good measure. So what did I like about this movie? Well, right off the bat, I can tell you that I like that they did not try to hide Kong at all. The movie throws Kong at you from the beginning, and then there's a little lull where you don't see him, but that's just building up to the story. And then from the time they get to the island, you see Kong like a lot. They obviously spent a lot of money on the CGI for Kong, and they were like, have no way we're gonna render this 100-foot gorilla in CGI and not show him off to the audience, and it works. The film is really smart in that when the humans do have to interact with Kong, it's done in such a way that it looks realistic, and then the monster on monster fights are executed really well, and it has a level of realism to it. Well, as much realism as you can get from two giant monsters fighting each other. And there's a CGI spider in this movie that is the stuff of nightmares. I hate spiders, and that was probably the only part of this movie that I was genuinely creeped out for. By far the best human character in this whole movie is John C. Reilly's character, whose name escapes me right now, but he just delivers a much needed breath of fresh air, and when he shows up, he elevates the movie to heights that it couldn't achieve previously, and every scene he's in, he just steals the show.
Whoa. Your friend there can put that down.
There were some shots in this movie that were just really pretty. The vistas, some of the vistas you get were real nice. There was some concept art that they showed off that was executed in the movie itself, and that was really nice. That comes down to the end of the movie, and Tom Hiddleston's character is running through this green fog and just slicing up these prehistoric birds, and that was awesome. So it is a very pretty film to look at. It's an action movie, so of course there are a lot of action scenes. The action scenes where the humans are involved, and it's like humans versus the animals. that's pretty much whatever you expect about that is what you're going to get. Where the action really shines is when they allow these giant monsters to go head to head, like the 2014 Godzilla, when the best part about that movie was when Godzilla fought the two other giant monsters. Same thing goes for this movie. When the monsters get to just go at each other, just let loose and fight each other, that's when the movie is at its best. Another thing I like is that they expanded the mythology of Kong. They give you a little backstory into him and why he's on the island, and he actually serves a purpose in the movie rather than just being a big gorilla that the natives worship as a god. He serves a purpose, and it allows us as the audience to see why these natives would worship Kong as a god rather than just be afraid of him and trying to stay out of his way. Okay, things I didn't like. Very early on in the movie, there is a lot of exposition. I would say the first act into the second act is very, very exposition heavy. We get a lot of character introductions in that first segment of the movie. So what you get is a lot of, here's this character, he does this, he's responsible for this is his motivations. Cut to another scene. These are these characters, this is what they're responsible for, this is what's going on with them. And I'd say that the characters really in this movie are just an excuse to have a movie, to move the story along. It's not a very smart, intelligent movie, if you know what I'm saying. It's not a movie that relies too much on its story. A lot of the characters in this movie make very stupid decisions. And I feel like that was because the movie needed to find excuses for things to happen to move the plot along. So if a character needed to make a dumb decision in order for that to happen, they just let the character make that stupid decision. And then in addition to the characters making stupid decisions, there are a lot of plot conveniences in the movie as well. Things that will make you question why something is happening, or how this particular thing managed to happen right at the exact moment that the characters needed it to happen in order to make a decision. That takes you out of the movie. It took me out of the movie. So those were just a couple of things that made me roll my eyes at this movie and get a little upset with it about it. But I would say that I did have an enjoyable time watching the movie. Honestly, I did not feel the 2 hours pass, and the very, very, very cool action scene at the end more than makes up for the little things I mentioned that took me out of the film. It's not a great movie, but it is an entertaining popcorn flick. So I give Kong Skull Island a watch it. Decent, you know. Don't forget to whine on that like button. Don't forget to whine on that like button and throw some waste on the share button as well, or you'll be forced to eat one of Kong's dingleberries. And if you don't know what a dingleberry is, Google it. It's not a nice thing, so make sure and share. If you've seen Kong Skull Island already, leave a comment below. Tell me whether you agree or disagree with my assessment of the movie. Because remember, I'm not a film critic, but I could definitely rock a review. See you at the cinema.